Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today I am doing another Halloween build. This is actually going to be my last one for this year, I guess, because the month of October ends today. This one is a collab with LucasCentauri, one of my YouTube friends. I discovered his channel, I think, when he first started it. I discovered the 100 Baby Challenge that he was doing, and it was just so entertaining to watch, so funny. I totally recommend checking it out because it's really entertaining. And he was actually the inspiration for me starting the 100 Baby Challenge on my own channel. I never really had much interest in it, but watching him do it, I was like, no, I gotta try this. It's so funny. And yeah, so that's kind of where that came from. So yeah, I will put the link to his channel in the description so you can check that out. I kind of feel bad because I reached out to Lucas. I wanted to do a collab with him, and he said, yeah, we should do a Halloween collab. And I love that idea because I wanted to have one more speed build coming out for Halloween Day. And so we decided we would put it out on Halloween Day, and I didn't get started until like forever after, I mean, probably a few days after I reached out to him, but it was already kind of a time crunch, and I had like a bunch of family stuff happening, and people were visiting from out of town, and I couldn't get around to doing it, and so I felt so bad that I finally sat down to do it, and then I came up with this house that was way too big, because I felt like, you know, I should probably give him a few days to furnish it. So what I did is I just said, like, let me know if you want me to do any furnishing. I'll do the floor plan, the landscape, make it easier for him so he doesn't have so much to do. And I didn't want him totally overwhelmed with it. But I sent it to him and he knocked it out. He did it in like a couple hours, I think, after I sent it to him. I was really impressed. So thank you, Lucas, for making that easier on me. I was feeling really bad about that. But yeah, he had no problems at all finishing this. So what I ended up doing is, this house was a little bit bigger than what I was planning to do. I wanted it to be 2 floors, but of course it ended up being 3. And so what I did on the inside is I made kind of like a vaulted ceiling effect on like the whole left side of the house. I made like an open ceiling, I guess I would call it like a balcony, but it went 3 floors up. So this house only has, I think, 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, or 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Just because I wanted to make it a little bit less for Lucas to furnish, and it would also look good, like in terms of when you're in the house with the screenshots, it'd kind of look interesting to look up 3 floors and be able to see that far up. So I kind of thought, you know, that would be a good idea for those 2 reasons, and because I've never really done that before. So that would be really fun. This is one of the only homes that I have built that didn't involve a Google picture. I just kind of came up with this one on my own. Normally, for all my builds, actually, I find a picture on Google and then I kind of just copy it. But I kind of knew what I wanted for like a spooky Victorian kind of house. So yeah, I wanted like the colonial type roof, like the tower kind of thing. I wanted all that in the build. So yeah, I just kind of winged it, I guess, and I think it turned out pretty good. I did do the floor plan on the inside. You'll see, I guess, I don't know. Looking at it now, I'm like, I don't really know what I was intending, like room-wise. The kitchen and living room, I didn't really have anything in mind. I thought Lucas could kind of just do whatever he wanted with the main floor. So I'm interested to see where he ends up putting like the kitchen and stuff, because that whole left side is where the fireplace is, which he could totally move if he wanted to, and that's where that open concept is. So yeah, I didn't really do too much of I didn't do like a very tight floor plan. I wanted it to be quite open on all 3 floors, so that's kind of what I did. I thought this was a really fun build. Also, I wanted to try not to use too many of the packs. So I used the vampire pack because it's hard to make a spooky house without it. You use any of those items and you just can't go wrong. It's gonna turn out perfect. So I used the vampire pack, I think I used Get Together, and just the base game. And I think that was pretty much it. And I avoided seasons entirely, which is something new for me, but I've been overusing it way too much. I use the seasons windows in all of my builds, so it was kind of refreshing to just avoid the pack entirely. And yeah, just kind of focus on the vampire pack mostly. It was a Halloween build anyway, so yeah, the vampire pack was like my first choice. So there's like a little balcony at the back of the house there, and then here you'll see me put in a floor plan. for upstairs, but I actually ended up getting rid of those 2 rooms and putting in another open floor concept again, or not floor concept, the balcony again. So you won't see that in the video, but after I finished it, I was like, this is not fair to Lucas. I'm not giving him much to work with in terms of time. So I thought it'd be easier if he had a little bit less to furnish and I would just take that floor out and it would still look kind of cool from the inside. So that's kind of what my goal was there. Just going around and doing some little details on the outside of the house. I tried to make it look as spooky as possible. I am building in Forgotten Hollow, which I've actually never built in this neighborhood before, I don't think. It's kind of new to me. There's only about 4 lots in Forgotten Hollow. It's pretty small. So this one I think I would actually like to incorporate in my save file, but I want to put in the furnished version. So I'm definitely going to see if Lucas is alright with me putting his furnished version in my save file, because yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun to incorporate some collabs into the save file as well. And this one, I think it fits so well in Forgotten Hollow that I really want to include it. I was playing around with those pillars. They weren't going where I wanted them to go. I've never had that issue before. They were not listening. I was trying to add that detail to make the house look a little bit more finished, and yeah, they weren't working. I think I ended up fixing them later. I hope I do, because they don't look very good when they're kind of just halfway up the walls, but they wouldn't go all the way to the top, so that was super frustrating. For the outside, I didn't do too much for landscaping, just put a few trees. I did put in like a set of like little tombstones, but I realized that actually came with seasons, so I did take that out the last minute before I uploaded it to the gallery. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have some screenshots at the end of like the unfurnished version, just kind of for reference, but I think Lucas's version will be a lot more interesting to look at. So I will make sure to put the link for Lucas's channel in the description below. Please make sure to go check out his channel. I highly recommend the 100 Baby Challenge, as you know, but also to check out the furnished version of this build. I can't wait to see it myself. I think it's going to be really good. And yeah, now we're just heading into a few of these screenshots. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as well. Thanks so much for watching.